Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going back over this one clip. I had to find it because it has been a week. I wanted to go back over this clip between Christie and Vivek Ramaswamy, and I'm going to see if you guys actually caught this, because I was really surprised he even uttered such a word, or I should say such a phrase, but it should be very telling, and this is one of the reasons why I'm kind of iffy when it comes to Republicans, believe it or not.
Take a brief moment and talk about the elephant not in the room.
Former President Trump has been indicted in 4 different states on 91 counts. He will be processed tomorrow in Georgia at the Fulton County Jail for charges relating to the 2020 election loss.
You all signed a pledge to support the eventual Republican nominee. If former President Trump is convicted in a court of law, would you still support him as your party's choice? Please raise your hand if you would.
Did y'all see Vivek's hand? Without any hesitation, my man rose it up, and that's how it should be. If you know your party is being, your party's nominee is going to be chosen by the majority, and that the majority happens to want that man, no matter what the other side says, in a fair and free election, that's who you should be backing as well. It's what the majority wants, not what your party fucking wants. If you truly want to live under the whole guise what we call democracy, I mean, we only have a democracy because we have a constitutional republic. People need to start getting that shit correct. It's cold.
Just hold on. So just to be clear, Governor Christie, you were kind of late to the game there, but you raised your hand?
No, I'm doing this. Look, I'm doing this.
And I know you didn't.
Whoa. No. What's the look, here's the bottom line. Someone's got to stop normalizing this conduct. Okay? Now whether or not you believe that the criminal charges are right or wrong, the conduct is beneath the office of President of the United States.
Can we talk about his conduct of how he treated his own constituents during lockdown? Shut up.
And you know, this is the great thing about this country. Booing is allowed, but it doesn't change the truth.
You're right.
It doesn't change the truth.
Mr. Ramaswamy,
You're 100% right, fat ass.
you raised your hand supporting.
I'd like to get in and respond. Let's just speak the truth, okay? President Trump, I believe, was the best president of the 21st
You're
century.
damn right.
It's a fact. And Chris Christie, honest to God, your claim that Donald Trump is motivated by vengeance and grievance would be a lot more credible if your entire campaign were not based on vengeance and grievance. And if people at home want to see a bunch of people blindly bashing Donald Trump without an iota of vision for this country.
And this is what I gotta say about him. Look, he already knew what his conduct, how he portrayed himself, and he's over here trying to call the kettle black, because you're following the fucking crowd. We don't need your fat ass. You ain't no leader. Sit down and eat a damn freaking
They can just change the
Krispy
channel
Kreme.
to MSNBC right now. But I'm not running for president of MSNBC. I am running for president of the United States. We're skating on thin ice, and we cannot set a precedent where the party in power uses police force to indict its political opponents. It is wrong. We have to end the weaponization of justice in this country.
30 seconds, Governor DeSantis.
Let me tell you
No, I'm sorry. 30 seconds, Governor
You
Christie.
make me laugh because
Goes both ways, brother.
you sit here in an answer. You sit here in an answer right.
He makes my
You
skin
sit here
crawl.
in an answer.
Go ahead, Governor Christie.
Hold on, Governor Christie.
Hold on.
Well,
So listen, the more time we spend doing this, the less time they can talk about issues you want to talk about. So let's just get through this section. Governor Christie.
You sit here talking about how you want to stand up for the rule of law.
Yes.
And law and order. And the fact is that it can't be selective. In your book, you had much different things to say about Donald Trump than you're saying here tonight.
That's not true.
Well, it is very true.
That is not true.
It's very true. I read it,
Because
and
there's
I
a
know.
difference
Look,
between bad behavior and illegal
by the way,
behavior, Chris. And you, as a
by the way,
prosecutor, should know better.
Yeah, you know what? I know a lot
There's
better.
There's a difference between bad behavior.
And I know a lot better than you do. You've never done it like you've never done anything to try to advance the interests of this government except to put yourself forward.
And that's where I'm going to stop it, y'all. Did y'all catch that? The advance. Let's hear that again.
To try to advance the interests of this government.
Advance the interests of this government? That's not what your fat ass in office is supposed to do. You're supposed to advance the interests of the American people, not your fucking party. And this is the reason why, y'all. And now this is where I'm about to go off, because I am so sick of people always saying, oh, Leah, you always talk about the Republican Party like as if they're so good. Like they could never do anything bad. Like, first off, no. Unlike a lot of y'all dumb fucks who always vote Democrat, the Democrats have a history that cannot be denied. And Republicans also have a history too. You know, I don't like people like him because they are not really interested in the people. Republicans are very scared, and they've always been cowards, in my opinion. Even though they're known as elephants, and let me put this in a way that you guys will understand from our history. We look at slavery, and we look how long or how many incremental steps it took for us to finally have a war that declared our independence. You had the Fugitive Slave Act. You had senators and governors trying to not have slavery expanded past Missouri. And no matter, you want to ask, why did we do all of these things? Why didn't we just say, fuck it, let's stop it, let's put it into this now? Because the Republicans have always pussy-footed, giving the other side the benefit of the doubt that they would actually be human beings and stop with their fucking superiority complex bullshit. All right? They have always thought this way about that other side. This is why it's always slow to act, because they're, like I said, they think that they're going to be humane towards them. Eventually. That has never happened. Anytime a Democrat wanted their way, they got it. This is one of the reasons why Andrew Jackson, pretty much got the name, the man who would call himself king, because they don't give a damn. They will break every constitutional fucking right that you have. Send it to the Supreme Court just so they can rule on it and then say, I'm sorry, this is unconstitutional. But at least they will get their agenda passed for the time being, or they would literally force people to succumb to whatever the fuck they want until the Supreme Court actually rules against them. That's how they have always been. And this is the reason why. Because you have Republicans who have always pussyfooted and either never done anything to actually that would advance the interest of its people. Only the interest of their party and how they look, how they are perceived. And this is the reason why things in our government work so slowly. Instead of actually being strong and saying enough is enough, they think these fuckers are going to say, okay, we'll finally play ball. We'll finally be nice to you guys, even though you're just like sucker losers who like following all the rules. And so, yeah, I don't like this fucker. I do like Vivek, and I do think he could do some marvelous things for this country. He doesn't seem like someone who's just a talker, but that fat ass Chris Christie, he need to just go ahead and fucking retire. I don't like it. Get out of here, fat ass. But anyways, I hope y'all caught that. And when you go to vote, look into your candidates. Because I don't give a damn whether you independent, Republican, or goddamn Democrat. If your interest is advancing the interests of our government over the interests of the American people, and no, they are not the same. I don't want your ass. Get the fuck out of my office. Get the fuck out of out the people's house. Get the fuck out. Tired of this shit.